C3 began its DERJ efforts, diversity, equity, and racial justice, in 2020. The efforts were started at the passing of a board resolution. The board resolution on declaring racism as a public health disease came in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd. During this time, staff throughout C3 were highly engaged in what was happening locally and nationally around racial justice in this country. A part of that was staff leadership, including the leadership of Joe Mando, in starting the Diversity, Equity, and Racial Justice Committee, or DERJ as we call it.
When I think about C3 members, I think about my community, and I think about how best I can serve my community and my family. And so those are the things that I look for. In population health, the leading cause of death among my community is heart disease. And so what I'm looking for is ways that we can improve it, not just for the outcomes, but for holistically.
What's most important to me is that they are seen, that they are heard. And a lot of times it just takes somebody hearing what you want. It takes a lot of times just someone hearing that, I hear you. That makes someone feel like, oh, it's not necessarily their idea that may be so wonderful. It may not be what they're saying is so eloquent, but it's just being heard and being seen.
I would say, first thing that comes to mind about the importance of having that kind of diverse staff is because of shared experiences, shared lived experiences, let me say. When dealing with sensitive matters such as health information, it's important to kind of have that shared lived experience amongst staff to be able to have those conversations and feel as though we are a trusted resource for our members. I'd also say that diversity just in the staff is important as well, whether interacting with members or not. Just having those kind of diverse opinions are just great for the company as a whole.
I think it's important because I want them to be able to walk into a place and be like, I can trust this place. I can trust it because I see me, I see myself. And also it's important for someone coming into the organization and seeing someone in a leadership position that looks like them. That gives them the ambition, that gives them the inspiration that I can get there.
I think that the DERJ work is very much sort of letting the journey be the destination. For example, when we started the work, one of the things that we did was a lot of trainings on conscious bias and other trainings to really create a level playing ground in people's understanding of the work. And I think in a lot of regards, understanding of self. Now we're in a position where we're able to advance the work. For example, we have moved into affinity groups, and we have a people of color affinity group, and we have a white affinity group. And I think if we were back a couple of years ago and we had asked people to join affinity group, they really wouldn't have had the grounding in the work to understand why they would benefit from being in the affinity group, and as groups of people, and then as an organization as a whole, why it would be of benefit. We can now tell, based on the level of participation and the feedback that we get, that being in the affinity group has been a really important part of both advancing the work, but also building community around the work.